Hey, it's Lindsay Listansky, and we are back at our smart home booth. I have Steve, the CEO and co-founder of Anova, here to talk about sous vide. So let's get into this.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm
Thank you for
great.
being
How are
with
you?
us.
Thanks
Great.
for having us.
Absolutely.
Happy
Good. So what is sous vide?
Sous vide is a technique for cooking food that was pioneered at some high-end restaurants, I think in probably like the early 2000s. Since that time, it's become the fastest growing kitchen appliance category. It's basically what you do is you put a piece of food in a plastic bag, you put that into water, the water circulates, and it cooks the food at a very precise temperature. And so precise temperature control is really what chefs use in professional kitchens to ensure consistency and great results every time.
Okay.
In 2013, we came out with the first device for the home chef, and it sparked a bit of a mini revolution in home cooking for our customers. And in 2014, we entered into the smart kitchen space. What we do now is we've got a connected device that allows you to basically put a piece of food in a water bath in the morning, and then we like to say, come home to the best meal ever.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I know when my husband and I cook and we put something out to thaw, when we get home and it's still frozen, it's so frustrating. So I can't imagine being on my phone at work at 4 o'clock and saying, you know what, start cooking now, and getting home to that meal is just so amazing for that like lifestyle chef that you were talking about. I love that idea.
Yeah, and I think that's the big sort of shift this year with the smart home and the smart kitchen, is you're seeing really technology being very useful.
Definitely.
There's no longer connectivity for connectivity's sake. It's companies using technology to really create this lifestyle experience. It's been really nice kind of to walk around and see that happening, and
Definitely.
it's been fun to be part of the trend.
And the other thing I was thinking about is you said it cooks it consistently every time. So I can't think of any home chef that's like, I nailed this piece of meat every single time I've ever cooked it. That's like impossible. So it's nice. It's kind of that set it and forget it. And you set it up and it frees up your time. So not only is it just something that cooks your food unbelievably well, but it's freeing up your time to do other things. You don't have to stand and hover over a stove or a grill or whatever it is.
That's absolutely right. I think the big sort of maybe semi-secret is how easy it is, and in particular with our technology now, how convenient it is to cook like a professional chef. And I think that's an amazing breakthrough that we've made possible through this type of technology. So.
Absolutely. So obviously your customer is the home chef, any home chef, whether they're seasoned or an amateur, because this is so easy to use.
Yeah.
Who is the real smart home kitchen customer? Who are you seeing?
So I'd say the one demographic trait that we see is high levels of education. In terms of like demographics, I'm not sure that's the interesting.
So is it the smart chef? Is that what you're telling me? It's the smart chef.
I think it's a smart person.
All right.
And I think the smart person in the smart kitchen and the smart home.
Oh, I love it.
So, but I think what's interesting about who the customer is why they're adopting the technology, like why now.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like the time is right where technology is sort of advanced to a place where there's all these interesting capabilities that you can kind of unlock, and devices are talking to each other. So it's a very unique time, and I think interested customers are engaging in that, and they're getting excited about it.
Cool. So is there a learning curve? I know you get this home. It's this little tub that you put your meat in. You put in your product. Is there recipes that you're suggesting? How are people learning how to use this in their home?
We do have recipes. We do have content. We find that the learning curve it's not really that complex. I think when you use a connected device, it's like the app will walk you through it. I wouldn't say that there's a learning curve per se. I think it's just kind of the big barrier is trying it once, and then once you try it, you're a believer, and then eventually and hopefully for us it becomes part of your lifestyle.
So Steve, this sounds a little luxurious, like it's for the pampered chef. Would you say this is a luxury item or something you're seeing for every home chef around the world?
No, not at all. I mean, I think the term sous vide, which is a little...
There's fans all around our booth.
Yeah,
Hello,
sorry.
fans.
The term sous vide, which I think is a little misleading. I mean, it's French for under vacuum. It does sound like a fancy sort of technique,
fancy
right?
schmancy chef.
But what it's really about is precision temperature control. And so it's a huge breakthrough when customers who assume that this is for professional chefs are able to use it at home and easily and quickly and conveniently have the best meal that they've ever had. And I'll tell you, it's amazing to be involved with a company and to lead a company where people love the product and it's changing their lives. And so that sounds something that's really trite and played out, that, you know, you're changing, we want to change the world, but in our case, like we feel like with our customers, we sparked this mini revolution.
Absolutely.
And it's something that we're incredibly proud
And
of.
your price point's around $199, correct?
Yep.
So I think the theme that we keep seeing at the Consumer Electronics Show is this: smart home is a new luxury, but it's affordable. It's very affordable. I think $199 for your product is extremely reasonable, and it's something that I could see definitely every home chef seeing. Where can people buy this product?
So, well, first I'd like to talk about price.
Yeah,
I think for us, for $199, it was important. You know, before we came out with our first device, it was like these were $1,000 items that were
Super
really
expensive.
relegated to professional kitchens. We're extremely proud of our values, and that we feel like everybody deserves a seat at the table, and so that's what we say. And we felt like making it affordable is part of accessibility to us.
Absolutely.
And we want everybody to have the opportunity to experience this. So that's one thing with respect to the price. The product can be purchased at the Apple Store.
Okay.
We're the first cooking device ever to be featured in the Apple Store. Which we're also proud of.
Congratulations.
And we think
That's
that's
awesome,
a big shift and a big endorsement of the smart kitchen, right?
The Apple endorsement is a pretty big deal, I think. Yeah.
And you know, coming soon at Target and a few others. But
Awesome.
but we think we're excited to work with all the retail partners that we've got coming up this year.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for joining us. I know that we will be tagging you in our social posts. We will be putting the blog up soon. Continue to follow us at ces.coldwellbanker.com for more content live from the show. Join in with hashtag CESCB. If you have any questions for Steve, pass them along, and we'll be happy to connect you on their social streams as well. Thank you, and we will see you at our next interview. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.